I fear for our great nation, a nation that gave my late immigrant parents the opportunity to live in freedom, free from persecution, to work hard and to make a modest living and encourage the education of their children. As I've looked out over the political landscape during the past 4 years, I've seen increasing evidence that unenlightened self-interest has become the political order of the day. For me, this was crystallized and epitomized when Senator Mitch McConnell, Senate Minority Leader, Republican of Kentucky, in October 2010 said, quote, "The single most important thing we want to achieve is for President Obama to be a one-term president." I said to myself and to others at the time, shouldn't the single most important thing for our elected representatives be to achieve better lives for the American people, rather than to focus on feathering their own nest for the next election? Shouldn't our elected representatives make every effort to work across the aisle and to come up with solutions rather than gridlock? Shouldn't their main goal be to work to improve the economy, providing jobs, jobs, jobs for those unemployed, and homes for those threatened with the loss of their homes? I think of the stirring words of President Abraham Lincoln in his Gettysburg Address, and the meaning for all of us. When I read these words, I think of our men and women who gave their lives in World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, in Iraq and in Afghanistan. Lincoln said, "It is for us the living, rather to be dedicated to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve," Lincoln said, "that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth." Note Lincoln's words, of the people, by the people, and for the people. Today I fear that our government is at risk of becoming a government of the wealthy, by the wealthy, and for the wealthy. And if that continues, the nation that we've known and loved is in danger of perishing. The Supreme Court, an institution that I respected, admired, and cherished, with an incomprehensible decision in Citizens United, try reading it, that equates corporations with individuals and allows unlimited contributions, has opened the floodgates to corporate interests. I read reports that a handful of billionaires that contribute hundreds of millions of dollars to Republican candidates. Now, all too often, our elected representatives do not serve the people, but instead serve the corporations who they count on for campaign contributions in the next election cycle. And shouldn't we assume that those who donate these huge sums of money are counting on huge benefits in return? And to make matters worse, blatant efforts are underway to suppress voting by demanding voter ID when all the evidence suggests that voter fraud has not and is not a real problem. Wake up, my fellow Americans, before the nation that we've known and loved is lost to us, sold to corporate interest, or stolen from us by unscrupulous politicians. I'm David Peretz, and I approve of this message.